The Lions played a football game. Now, I'm going to read you these box scores. And if I just read you just the stats, you would not be able to determine who won this game. Or at the very least, you would say the Lions did not play a very good game. Jared Goff was 12 for 15 for 85 yards. He was sacked 4 times, 33 yards. David Montgomery carried the ball 9 times, 33 yards. Sam Laporta was your leading receiver. He had 6 catches for 48 yards. Khalif Raymond had a couple of catches for 14 yards. Amon-Ra had 2 catches for 7 yards. And let's see some team stats here. The Lions had just 225 total yards and 17 first downs, holding the ball for 24 minutes and 23 seconds. Now, I read you all of that. And now I will read you a second half of those stats. Jared Goff threw for 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery also threw for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball 11 times for 127 yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery also ran for a touchdown. Sam Laporta caught a touchdown. Khalif Raymond caught a touchdown. Brock Wright caught a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught a touchdown. And just to put the icing on the cake, Khalil Dorsey had 1 return for 72 yards, and Khalif Raymond had 5 total punt returns for 190 yards, 1 for 90 yards, and a touchdown. And the Lions won by a score of 52-14. When I say this was one of the weirdest games that I've ever watched, I mean it. This was one of the strangest football games where it was so lopsided, but in a weird way, it didn't really feel like it was lopsided. Like, it was like the Lions would get the ball, and then, okay, 2 plays later, they score. And then, here come the Titans, and then, they went 3 and out. And then the Lions would return the ball, and they're starting at, the 30. And, okay, it takes, 2 plays, and they score. And it's like, oh, okay. Like the Lions pulled out the David Montgomery pass to Sam Laporta. I was like, okay, you know what? This game was over in the third quarter. The Titans didn't score the entire second half. They had just 1 touchdown in each of the opening quarters. The Lions had, oh my goodness, they had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns in the first half alone. Then they had 2 more in the third quarter, as well as a Jake Bates field goal. I didn't even mention the Jake Bates field. Jake Bates, also new career long for him. He kicked a 51-yarder and was perfect on the extra points. So Jake Bates continuing to be one of the best kickers in the NFL right now. And Jack Fox, he also punted the ball for an average of 61 yards. This was like the weirdest blowout. Like the Cowboys blowout was like the Lions were just destroying them. They were just marching down the field. They were running all these crazy plays, throwing the ball, running the ball. Didn't matter. They were destroying them. The Lions did all that and more against Tennessee, and yet it didn't feel as brutal. And maybe it's just because I hate the Cowboys, and it just felt good to watch Jerry Jones on his birthday just have his day ruined because his team is nothing more than a bunch of charlatans and frauds. Hashtag Dak Prescott is just black Tony Romo. That's a really long hashtag, but we're running with it. And I guess I just don't have anything to say about the Titans. Like, they're a terrible team. Mason Rudolph is their quarterback. I said this going into the year. The Titans are awful. Like, their roster is terrible. They just got rid of their best, presumably their best receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. Although, granted, Calvin Ridley, have a game. 10 catches, 143 yards. Good for him. But what I will say is this. Mason Rudolph was sacked just 1 time this game, and it was on an Alex Anzalone blitz. That is not going to work. This Lions team is so desperate for pass rushers that it is evident that when Sam Darnold and now Mason Rudolph are dicing up your secondary, you need to bring some pressure. You need some guy off of the edge to, on a 3rd down or on a 1st and 10 to, here's your job. Kill the quarterback. We need somebody like that. And whether it's a Darius Smith, whether it's, ideally, whether it's, a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby, if you want to live in fantasy land where those guys are getting dealt, I don't think they will be. The reality is this team does absolutely need a pass rusher. And it couldn't be more evident than in this game. The offense is fine. All right. Get rid of Jamison Williams. Doesn't matter. We're still going to drop a 50 bomb on this. It doesn't matter. Now, is it better with Jamison Williams? Of course it is. It's better with Amon-Ra. We could probably win a game without Amon-Ra. We just did. Like, Amon-Ra had 2 catches. Okay. And one of them was a touchdown, but it didn't matter. Sam Laporta finally had a game, finally had a really good game, with the 6 catches and 48 yards. We're really good on offense. We need to be able to bring pressure from the defensive line. Ali McNeil is great. DJ Reader is great. I even like what I've seen from Levi Onwuzurike. All very solid guys on the defensive line. We need a stud. We need somebody to go out there, or 2 guys to make it work, to use a line from Moneyball. You can't replace Giambi, but you can replace his production. You're not looking to replace the man. You're looking to replace the stats that he puts on the board. Because you're not going to be able to replace Aiden Hutchinson. You're just not. And he is the heart and soul of the defense. If not him, Alex Anzalone, right? Like, what you're going to need to do is you might need to pull up, a Harold Landry and a Zadarius Smith or an Arden Key. Maybe those are the guys you got to go after. Or maybe you got to call New York and see if I don't think Dexter Lawrence is going to be available, but I know there was somebody on the Giants defensive line. I can't think of his name, but either way, you might have to call some of these bad teams. You might need to get some of those scrappy guys that, maybe they get to, 6 or 7.5 sacks a year, roughly. And you get 2 of those guys on either edge that are reliable, that can get you the pressure to the quarterback that you need to suffocate the pocket, to where now we're daring the quarterback to have to beat us and beat our secondary, which is very, very good, right? Okay, when your best option to go after is an Amik Robertson, who's been really solid, like that's a pretty good situation for your defense to be in. We'll see if Brad Holmes makes those moves. But you got Green Bay coming up on Sunday. And Jordan Love is, at best, going to be playing a little hurt. You need to be able to bring pressure at that point. And you know what? If you need to get creative, if you need to blitz CBs, if you need to blitz Alex Anzalone, do it. Do whatever it is you got to do. But it's at a certain point, you're going to need to stop using, gimmicks and crazy blitzes where everybody's just bringing the pressure. You're going to need to bring in some actual guys here. And there's plenty of availability. I don't think that the market is small. And there's always teams that make stupid decisions. And maybe that'll be us. I don't think it will be, just based on Brad Holmes' track record at making trades and making moves and bringing in guys. But I don't think it's like something we can just get away with. I think we do have to actually make the move. So we'll see if it ends up happening by the end of this week. And then we get a guy coming in on Sunday. The more time passes where it doesn't happen, the less likely it feels like it's going to. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. It was a good win. It was a great win. You dropped 50 points. I think that was tied with the franchise record or close to the franchise record. It was fun, but next week you got a big game. Green Bay is not going to, score 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and then just go away. The first 2 quarters, I should say. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, go Lions. I mean, this was fun, but I need some moves. I need them desperately. Please, Brad. The boys are desperate for some quarterback pressure. I just need it. I can't be stressed every week. All right, give me a stress-free weekend. Hi, it's me again. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hit the like and subscribe button. We do live shows every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.